Your steak doesn't have to be raw to be risky. If it hangs out between 40 and 140 degrees, the temperature danger zone, it turns into a bacteria incubator. And yes, that happens at big-name chains more than you think. In this video, we're exposing 8 restaurants where insiders say meat sits out, gets rapid-thawed, or is reheated in ways that break basic safety. Stay to the end for 3 visual red flags you can spot at the table that tell you your dinner has been temperature abused. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. If the grill marks look perfect, but the bite is flat and lukewarm, that starts long before your fork. It starts in the danger zone, the gap where time and warmth team up.
So what's driving consumers to these steakhouses? And what makes them a standout in the restaurant sector?
Value steakhouses exist in kind of the sweet spot where it's tough to replicate the experience. I think that's why you've seen Roadhouse and Longhorn deliver trends that are, above what the industry's seeing.
Texas Roadhouse and Longhorn Steakhouse parent company, Darden Restaurants, have significantly outperformed the S&P over the past 5 years. Darden Restaurants owns a number of chains besides Longhorn.
Let's start with plain English. Between 40 and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, bacteria that love meat grow fast. The longer food sits in that range, the risk climbs. Not because the grill is lazy, but because minutes at warm temps let microbes multiply. Time plus warmth is the problem. Not char, not sauce. Menus say fresh and hand-cut. The line says pre-cooked packs, warm counter staging, and fast thaw tricks to beat the rush. None of those words show up on the glossy table tent, but they show up in the walk-in. That's where the clock starts. Microwave then sear is the classic. Heat the outside, flash a mark, send it. Like toasting a frozen bagel. It browns outside while the center stays chilly. It looks finished. It eats cool. Food safety rules back this up. Hot hold above 140. Cold hold below 40. Room temp has a 2-hour limit, and that's total, not per shift.
The past couple years have been challenging for the restaurant industry, especially the full-service dining sector. In 2024, Texas Roadhouse became the biggest casual dining restaurant, surpassing Olive Garden, who held the top spot since 2018. Between 2019 and 2024, the two companies' sales are up over 55% and over 80%.
When kitchens sag under tickets, those limits get stretched, then ignored. That's when lukewarm hits your plate. You see it in common moves. Ribs arrive vacuum-sealed, warmed in hot water, then kissed on the grill. Steaks get parked out to come to temp before the dinner wave. Ground beef gets a warm bath to thaw fast. Each step shaves minutes off cook time and adds minutes in the zone. Cross-contamination is the side plot. Raw stacked over ready to eat. Shared boards. Drip pans that weep onto anything below. Juices plus time equals trouble, even if the final sear looks heroic. There's a paper trail, too. Temperature logs filled in late. Sticker swaps that turn yesterday into just made. When the board is slammed, the pen tells a nicer story. Remember this. Speed tricks don't kill inside bacteria. Full reheating to safe internal temps or cooking from safe storage does.
Cracker Barrel is sticking with its Southern comfort roots, scrapping new design plans and announcing the old country store look is here to stay. Announcing Tuesday it was suspending all remodels after swift online backlash from customers.
Become sort of a symbol of this old-time Americana.
Cracker Barrel tested a more modern and bright design at 4 of its 660 locations, but quickly found customers preferred nostalgia over a modern new look.
Now let's move on to where diners get burned. The 8 chains insiders flagged, the tactics they described, and the 3 red flags you can spot at the table. What if the most reliable thing on the menu isn't a recipe? It's a shortcut. Not a chef's trick, a clock trick. Heat, hold, repeat. Insiders point to a pattern across big casual spots. Meat arrives frozen or pre-cooked. It gets rushed from rock hard to service ready. Then it sits prepped for speed. When the clock runs long, thick sauce steps in to cover age and off notes. You get bold flavor and limp heat. That is not an upgrade. Marketing says fresh. The backline says heat, hold, and hope. Reheated packets get cut open and dumped into pans.
backlash prompting Cracker Barrel to release a new statement saying, "You've shared your voices in recent weeks, not just on our logo, but also on our restaurants. If your restaurant hasn't been remodeled, you don't need to worry. It won't be."
Where do things stand as a whole with the restaurant industry, particularly these longtime chains that have been struggling?
Yeah, I think that a lot of these efforts to sort of revitalize and reignite some of these older brands have been successful.
Just 2 years ago, Cracker Barrel brought in CEO Julie Masino to refresh the brand. But the struggle to lure new customers and keep nostalgia alive is a shared one.
Ribs come boil-in bag, clipped, glazed, and glossed. Steaks are staged, marked early, parked warm, and finished when the ticket fires. The gap is wide, and your fork finds it. Let's start with pre-cooked then finished. Vacuum-sealed meat warmed in a hot water bath or a microwave needs tight temperature control. Miss the mark and the surface sizzles while the core stalls in the danger zone. A quick sear adds color, not safety. It is like painting over a damp wall. Looks dry, still wet underneath. Rapid thaw is the second thread. Warm sinks, countertop slack thaw, even boxes that age on a truck. These moves draw inspection flags because they speed growth. The outer layer warms first, bacteria wake up, and the center lags behind. By the time you cook, you are already behind. Storage stacking makes a mess fast. Raw pans shelved above ready to eat. Drip trays that overflow onto produce or cooked sides. Shared boards with a quick wipe instead of a wash. That is a straight line from the walk-in to your plate. Date labels and logs tell their own story. Stickers swapped. Just made, taped over yesterday. Temperature logs filled after the rush in one neat block. A tidy sheet doesn't cool food.
We do expect Texas Roadhouse to deliver trends that are above the industry. 12 months, we have an equal weight rating on Darden and would expect the stock to perform kind of in line, but already trades at a higher valuation than the rest of the industry.
The real kicker, a hot sear and heavy sauce hide age. They do not fix safety. Flavor doesn't equal safe. Watch for 3 tableside red flags. Glossy grill marks with a tepid center, cool meat juices pooling on the plate, and a rubbery, reheated chew under thick sauce. If you spot 2, send it back. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like and share it with someone who orders medium rare on autopilot. Safe meat isn't a magic trick, it's time and temperature. Grill marks can be makeup. If it sat warm too long or thawed on a counter, a quick sear doesn't fix it. The truth is, you control more than you think. Ask how it's cooked. Ask if it was thawed in a fridge or held hot. Send back lukewarm plates without apology. Trust your nose and your fork. Choose spots that treat temperature logs like law. Like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets. Next time, we'll test those menu buzzwords with a thermometer and see which promises hold heat.